BJ Penn has finally made his response to having to go under a mental health exam during his current situation in court, where his mother has filed a restraining order. He already had one with his ex and his kids, and he's basically been claiming that the government has replaced his family with agents and are trying to steal his family fortune. This is no longer a question of if BJ Penn is right, if his family is right. This is how it is. This is now the dude is now fit to stand trial, and I've watched some of the clips to come out of this trial that have made their way online. He is out of it. He is out of it. Not saying he's wrong on, what is going on between him and his family, but he is saying some crazy things, and we're gonna go look at his Instagram. BJ Penn breaks silence after fourth arrest. Mental health test. My ass. Former two-division UFC champion BJ Penn broke his silence after being arrested 4 times in a 2-week span. Remember, he was arrested 3 times in 6 days. I've lost track of how many times he's been arrested. I've been following this story probably closer than anybody. Last Tuesday, former two-division UFC champion appeared in court where a Hawaiian judge ordered him to vacate the home he shares with his 79-year-old grandmother, Lorraine Shin. The judge also extended the protective order against Penn brought by Shin until November 23. What are we at now? End of June, so July, August, November, September, October, November. So like 6 months around there. 2 days later, Thursday, Penn was detained for violating the restraining order. Penn was arrested last month and charged with abuse of a family or household member. Days later, he was arrested for the same charges within the same week. The prodigy was detained again for failure to appear. Penn believes that his family has been taken out and replaced by imposters in an effort to steal his assets. In court on last Friday, Penn told the judge that Shin was not his family and questioned why the case was in criminal family court. Shin believes Penn is suffering from a condition called Capgras delusional syndrome and wants him to be court ordered to get medical treatment or other source of therapy. We've read this so many times. I'm gonna read it again. I believe my son BJ Penn is suffering from Capgras delusional syndrome, a psychiatric order in which a person holds a delusion that a friend, spouse, parent, or other close family member has been replaced by an identical imposter. He believes I'm an imposter who took out his family to gain control of the family assets. She wrote in a statement following her son's May 25th arrest. In the best interest for my safety, I asked the court for a 6-month temporary restraining order and have my son ordered to get medical treatment or other source of therapy. Penn broke his silence on Sunday and explained how to beat a mental health test. And we're gonna watch what he posted. I'm gonna read the caption. So again, I want everybody to see and not just hear me or hear another commentator talk about this situation. I think it's so important that you listen to BJ Penn's own words. As somebody who went through it, it is very important you listen to somebody who is going through psychosis. But here we go. Let's start.
On UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn to undergo a court-ordered mental health exam, but they'll have to wait until he's assigned a public defense.
I read an interesting and kind of humorous story about a meeting you had with President George H.W. Bush.
So it was Brent Scowcroft, John Sununu, Bob Gates, Dan Quayle came in, and I was there wearing a mask. It was the end of a 10-year R&D program to develop that mask. So I briefed the president, and he did not know. But I must say, when I took it off, he loved it. I always thought he was a very emotionally kind of flat guy on a TV screen. Well, he was not emotionally flat. He thought this was very fun. And the White House photographer who had been in there the whole time, she came out and said, "Excuse me, what did you do?" And I said, "I can't tell you, it's classified."
I don't like the music, man.
County prosecutors want you.
So he posted that 2 days ago, and the reason I've been so slow on making this update is I only want to talk about the facts, and I only want to, address this as real as I can. And you gotta look at it this way. We are now at the stage where it's in criminal court, civil criminal court. What is the number one thing that every police officer, when they arrest you, every TV show, what is the one phrase we all hear? Everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. They're gonna go through all these Instagram videos. They're gonna go through all the videos of what's going on in court. They're gonna go through text messages. They are going to go through everything. And I have seen people in BJ Penn State go to this trial. I've seen really sharp people who maybe didn't even need to be in rehab go to these court dates and stand there and plead their case as the hospital, as the family, whoever is testifying against them, pleads why this person is deemed mentally unfit and needs to go under evaluation and go on medication. Now, I used to be very much against medication because my mom, when I was younger, my mom had me young. She dealt with her struggles, and I saw it firsthand. I saw my dad's struggles. I saw multiple other family members go through the struggle, right? And addiction is somewhere, unless you've never been through it, you really can't talk. You really have no idea of what kind of demon that is. Addiction, honestly, you have the physical effect, you have the mental effect. There's so much that goes on in, addiction, especially addiction to substances, where everybody's using them for different reasons. Everybody's in a different mood when they're using them each time. And for any psychoactive drug, whether it be alcohol, cannabis, um, Adderall, any of the pills that go around that everybody, got addicted to in high school and college. Over time, if you don't control that, it takes you over. Like, you are no longer in control of your emotions, of your mental state, of your physical state, really. And you say some crazy shit, dude. I stated once that I was like 80-year-old woman. I have no idea why. Um, but I said a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of hurtful stuff, and all that stuff. But again, I'm getting through it, and with the BJ Penn case, me being one on top of it, it sort of is the next step in my rehab. That's how I'm looking at it, where, you know, not everybody in the MMA community may not know how serious this is, may not know, the severity, may not know the process. And I myself, being through it, I know exactly where BJ Penn is at. I know exactly where his mom and family are at. I know why that restraining order was felt. I know why his ex filed a restraining order against him along with his children. I get it now, and it's you go to rehab, and honestly, the work doesn't start until a year down the road, a year and a half, maybe even years down the road, where you get on track, you're doing your job, you're doing your work, you're working towards your goals, whether that be in business, whether that be in the gym, or whatever it may be, right? It is still that monkey on your back constantly that you have to acknowledge. You have to, you know, you can't avoid the white elephant in the room of, hey, I have this problem. And it is my job to stay on top of this problem and keep myself accountable. Because this is the other thing. And it's going to hurt a lot of people. You're the only one that can make change in your life. You're the only one that really can force yourself to do anything. Maybe you're younger, right? Maybe you live at home. You have guidelines. The moment you move out, the moment that you're an adult, you're paying your bills on time, you're getting what you need to get done. It's sink or swim, right? If you fuck up, you fuck up. That it's not gonna come back on your teachers, your parents, your grandparents. Whatever you fuck up on, that is on you. And some people don't have the support system that I have, and that I haven't had. Some people have the exact opposite one, where everybody around them, friends, family, whatever, they're encouraging the down spiral, and they're not able to get out of that situation and put themselves in a better position to actually attack these things. But with BJ Penn, with methamphetamine, which that's what's being talked about, that's what's been, you know, said what he's on. I know that demon way too much. As somebody who has never taken the stuff, I never will. Uppers have never interested me in life. Um, I had a buddy with a Coca-Cola problem, we'll say. I had other friends with addiction to their prescription drugs that really screwed them over. I think that abusing prescription drugs is the worst one out of them all. And you can ask anybody who is addicted to popping pills, maybe in their college years, maybe in their teenage years. That is, that's one that, dude, if you can get over opioids, run for president. You can accomplish damn near everything if you can stop years of use of pills like that, right? But again, when I looked into BJ Penn's history, we know what happened throughout his MMA career. We know what happened when he stopped training. He had multiple arrests for, possession, assault. He had the restraining orders, like I said. Like, this is not like this all hit BJ Penn at once. This has been a continual downslide in BJ Penn's health. And, you know, nobody ever take, very few people take rehab seriously the first time. It's usually the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. It is dozens of tries for some people. And some people, they never get out of it. But I think now that BJ Penn is undergoing this exam, he's gonna fail it. He's gonna fail it. The moment he tried to hire a public defendant was the moment I knew, okay, any chances of him getting off of this trial, whether it is a conspiracy against him or not, that's gone. Now the conversation is, how do we help BJ Penn while he goes to rehab? And I hope that his mom eventually will go see him. I hope that his family goes to see him. Maybe his kids. And I read a little bit into what allegedly happened with him and his kids. It's stuff like that, man. Seeing family, getting, your detox out. Because detox, no matter what you are on, is the worst part of any drug. Anybody who, you know, drinks, smokes, or whatever, maybe they will tell you the come down is the worst part of all these. It's fun, when you're up there, you're having a good time, you're laughing, you know, you're with your friends doing whatever you're doing. It's fun until it's not, right? But when you're talking about your family being replaced by the government, you're talking about anytime I try to get physical with them, they threaten with cops. This is no laughing matter anymore. This is not possibly BJ Penn is being targeted by the government. This is now a dude going to rehab, and it's sink or swim for him. The same way it was for me 2 years ago, the same way it was for a lot of you years ago. Maybe you're even more recent than I am. Maybe you were just there a month ago. But again, it's a demon that's beatable. It's a demon that I pray that BJ Penn beats. But moving forward, I'm basically looking for the confirmation that BJ Penn is going to a mental ward. That's, again, when you've gone through it, when you've seen people go through it, you know what's going to happen. But that's what I got for this update. Please, with all my other videos, like, share, get this video around, let people know what's going on with BJ Penn. I'm going to try and start up a little live stream here, going over other MMA news, this topic. So if you're watching this while it comes out, come join me in my live stream. Let's chat about MMA. And as I leave all these videos, man, I'm praying for BJ Penn. I know BJ Penn can get through this. He's a fighter.